Bonisanani. Let's talk. Bonisanani. Help each other to find a way to deal with the issues we face each day.
Let's talk. Hello everyone. So South Africa is celebrating Africa Month this May, and to get into the swing of things, we went to meet the different cultures and nationalities of families that have settled in South Africa over the decades.
You know, I've always been fascinated by Germany. I think it's the cause.
Well, let's meet up with a German family that has brought their culture, food and dance from their homeland to ours.
Hi, my name's Elke Hinsberger and we're at Norbert's German Butchery in Warrow Park to show you how my dad's German heritage has been incorporated into my South African life. So I'd just like to tell you guys a bit about the meats that we produce here in the butchery. Some of my personal favorites are things like Fleischkäse, Bratwurst, Bockwurst, Currywurst, a lot of wurst, and then my personal favorite, which comes with our breakfast, which is known as the Bratkartoffel. And the Bratkartoffel, it sounds very fancy and very complicated, but it's actually broken down. It's quite simple. It's like potato that you cut up into little squares, and then you throw in some onions and perhaps some bacon if you feel like it, and gherkin, that's German. And then there's your breakfast, which is delicious, and then throw an egg because that's breakfast is egg. And then that's personally something that I eat when I feel like it on a daily basis, because I can come through and order when I feel something German in my bones, then I'm like, yes, let's have a Bratkartoffel breakfast. You also get like very popular German meats, something called the Eisbein. And I know that that has historically such an epic event that leads up to the name of Eisbein. But I'd rather let my dad tell you that story because he can tell it 10 times better than I can.
Hallo Elke.
Wie geht's?
Gut, sehr gut. Bei dir?
Ah, gut, danke.
Gib mir einen Hug.
This is my father, my dad, Norbert.
Hello.
This is the owner of the butchery, and this looks very interesting. I'm not really clued up on it. Would you like to tell us more about the meat, Papa?
Yes, I love to. And let me start with the most important German products what we have, and I'm explain you a little bit what it's about.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
We're starting with the Blutwurst. The Blutwurst is very interesting. The Blutwurst is made out of pork. You know, German products are 95% pork products.
Sure,
and German pork is very popular. And this we could use in Germany in the old days. The whole pork, we use the blood as well. And then we made a blood sausage out of this. For interesting, blood is actually very healthy, and blood has a lot of iron inside. And then we have Fleischkäse. The Fleischkäse, the name comes from the form. It is a form like a cheese, a käse, and it's baked in the oven. It's no casing inside. And then we have Pizzaloaf. Pizzaloaf we invented here in South Africa. It's the same as Fleischkäse, but we make cheese inside, we make pepper inside, and paprika. It looks like a pizza. Tastes very lekker. It's very nice.
Sounds nice, yeah. So Papa, you're telling us about the heritage and the different stories about these meats, but I remember something about Eisbein. There was such a story and such heritage behind that Eisbein. Can you please explain it to me again? I think there's certain details I've forgotten.
Yeah, the Eisbein have really a very nice story, and this is a true story. It's not a fiction.
True.
Yes, it's really true. Again, as I explained you before, we had in the old days no fridges. There were no cooling facility. Now we're taking the leg, the part of the leg from pork, and put it in salt in a drum. It's in a wooden drum to store it. The salt preserves the meat. You don't need any preservative. And then in winter time, when there was no food, they did go to the drum, took the Eisbein out, cook it, and did the roasting.
Roasted, sure.
Yeah. And then comes the interesting thing. After they have eaten this, and it was winter time, the legs were frozen, they took the bone, cut the bone from this Eisbein, fixed it underneath the shoes from the kids. And the kids could ice skating.
Oh, sure. So they could go ice skating with the bone, on the frozen legs.
Underneath the shoes. This is actually how the ice skating comes up. Later on, they made metal underneath, but there was the bone.
So wait, then the name Eisbein, what does it actually mean?
The ice is ice, like ice cream, ice.
Okay,
From German ice, English is ice the same. Bein means lake, it comes from the lake. And this is the name Eisbein, and it called ice because Eisbein is eaten in winter time. Now we in the modern world, we eat Eisbein the whole year. It was not in Germany. And this is only winter time. And this is why they could use it then later on for ice skating.
For ice skating, I see. So it kind of complements each other.
Yes, no, it's very nice. No?
Yeah. Proud to be a German.
Yes.
Dankeschön, Papa. Thank you for letting us and informing us about the meats, but I think he's got to go back to the production line, so we'll meet up with you later. So, auf Wiedersehen. Bis später.
Okay, tschüss, ne?
Tschüss.
Show the girls and the boys what's going on in the German butchery.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm starting to understand that German fascination. I think it has to do with all that lovely food.
We'll see more of the food later on. But for now, if you worked up an appetite, go grab a snack. We'll be right back.
Bonisanani, Bonisanani.
When we last saw Alka and her dad, we were drooling over the delicious German deli meats.
Oh yes, I feel like a sandwich now.
You can't make a sandwich without any bread.
Funny you should say that.
So now that you've heard some information and learned a bit more about our traditionally German meat products, let's go through to the bread section and find out about the traditional German breads that we use. So as you can see, this is our bread section. This is all basically rye bread, but the ones that we're focusing on are here, and this is the Black Forest rye bread produced in Black Forest Bakery. Normally, a part of our rye bread selection, we have a traditionally German pretzels, and unfortunately we sold out, but I know that when we go through to Black Forest Bakery, they'll help us there and develop more into the German pretzels and how they are made and how they are produced for the consumption of man. Hallo Maike.
Hallo Elke, wie geht's dir?
Ja, gut, danke. Und dir?
Okay, das ist aber schön, dass du mich besuchen kommst.
Sure. Yeah, thank you for meeting with us today. What's that?
Oh, this is a Stollen. We make Christmas Stollen for the season.
Oh, sure. Awesome. So, I mean, your name of your company is called Black Forest Bakery. Is there a certain heritage behind it? Specific reason why it's called Black Forest Bakery?
Well, you see, my late husband's family comes from the Black Forest. The Black Forest is a region in southwest Germany. It's bordering France, and it's a very dense forest of pine trees. Have you heard about the fairy tales of the Brothers Grimm?
The ones with stories.
Yes, yes, Hansel and Gretel and Little Red Riding Hood. And what else? Yes, the
Snow White.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. They all sort of are set in that forest.
In that
yes,
forest.
that's where they sort of wrote the story around.
Sure.
So that's the Black Forest area. Also the cuckoo clocks. Have you heard about the cuckoo clocks?
No, actually I haven't.
It's a little house-shaped clock with a little cuckoo pulsating out every hour, you know, and giving us the time. It comes from there as well. From the 1700s onwards, they actually carved this out of wood.
Personally, I'm just thinking now about Black Forest. My personal favorite rye bread of German rye bread is the Black Forest rye. Is there a specific reason why that one in particular is called Black Forest? Or
it was the first bread that was baked in this shop. Okay, Germany is well known for their rye bread. That's their common bread. Like here we would have white and brown bread. There they have over 200 types of rye bread.
Rye bread?
Yes.
Sure.
We have maybe 20 types here,
Yeah, no.
which is a lot already.
I can barely remember one.
There they have like 200, and then they obviously also have rolls.
Why rye?
Rye grows in cold countries. So the colder the country, the more rye they eat. So Germany is quite central in Europe. So they tend to eat a lot of rye. So do the other Eastern European countries. Rye needs frost. The Mediterranean countries eat wheat. The cold countries tend to eat more rye. That's how it's developed, because people ate what grew in their area. That's basically what they did in the old days. Nowadays it's mixed. Now you can have everything, anything, wherever you go. Now we know everything everywhere.
Yeah. Speaking of knowing everything, I'm just thinking now of the pretzels. Like, it's one of my favorite things. And how is that made? I've been told it's a very interesting process.
Well, legend has it, have you seen the normal pretzel? It has a funny skin, doesn't it? It looks brownish, and then normally it's got like salt on it.
Yeah.
Okay, and it looks like folded, sort of round. Legend has it that while they were kneading the dough in their house one day, maybe a mother of the house, she was kneading the dough while she had the washing in the tub next to her, because it was all done in the kitchen. The dough was rising, it fell off the table into her washing soda with the washing inside. Oops, she came back, she saw it. They had to save money, they couldn't just throw it away. They put it back onto the table, continued kneading it, continued putting it to the oven. Came out completely different. It had this funny brown color that the pretzel has. They tasted it, and wow, they loved it. They said, wow, this is the new bread. The pretzel shape, they say comes from monks in the monasteries. Pretzel, they say, could mean bracelet or little arms. Because if you look at a pretzel, it's like twisted. Those little parts, two parts are twisted. Looks like a knot.
Yeah.
They symbolize folded arms or hands in prayer. The three holes in the pretzel, there's three holes. Yeah. They symbolize the Trinity. God Father, God Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's the religious side of it.
I didn't know this about a pretzel. And here we just eat it on a day-to-day basis, and it's so much heritage.
We don't know.
Dankeschön, Marco. Thank you for sharing everything that you have with us and with the kids back at home. I think it's really been an experience for me, and I know that it's been an experience for you guys. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I've had fun experiencing this and learning all about my heritage as well. So I hope you guys have an epic day.
Siamo, how's it going out there?
Hi guys, I thought Germans were all about cars, but it turns out the average person out there doesn't know much better either. They started off well though when I asked them where Germany is.
Germany is in Europe.
Do you know anyone from Germany?
One of my friends in school, he was actually an exchange student from Germany.
Do you know any fairy tales?
Well, I know Cinderella, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast.
Do any fairy tales take place in a forest?
Forest, Enchanted.
Yeah, Hansel and Gretel, yeah, that's one.
Fern Gully, which is kind of a random one. I grew up watching it. It was like a 90s Disney movie. I mean, also Bambi as well. Jungle Book.
Red Riding Hood.
Why are there always forests in fairy tales?
I don't know, because there's something kind of mystical and beautiful about them, right? Like forests, they have like all these different creatures and amazing scenery, amazing trees, beautiful fauna, flora, like, so it's really an amazing place. I mean, it's almost out of a storybook how beautiful forests are.
Because there's always a wolf somewhere, there's a witch hiding behind a tree.
Because most people think that forests are dark places, and then they go in there, normally Prince Charming rescues them.
Introduce all these cool creatures and make them part of the storyline.
Lots of fairy tales have where the princess would normally find animals that they speak to, and it's wondrous, exploring.
Do you know anything about German culture?
Not really.
Nothing?
No, well, I do have a bit of German blood from, I think, my mother's side, but other than that, not really.
They drink a lot.
Football.
Do you know about German food?
Don't they have a lot of like sauerkraut and things like that? Sausages, like frankfurters, bratwurst.
Well, there you have it. Next week, we'll explore another culture that adds to the fabric of our society. Until then, salam, shalom, salagahle, goodbye, and
Namaste.